We are learning about different ways how natural resources need to be protected. We have been learned about the forest. Now we are going to learn about soil. Soil. So everyone knows that already we have been discussed air, water, land, soil, all these are the natural resources. So in these particular natural resources, so soil plays a major role. Why soil plays a major role? Because whatever we do on the earth surface, that is based on the soil. Soil compatibility, soil availability, type of soil, or type of fertility of the soil, moisture in the soil. Like this, we have many features which are linked with the soils. Okay, so now here soil plays a major role, and here even the soil is also undergoing different types of problems. The first major thing is erosion. We have different types of soil erosion, like as I say, it's sheet erosion, then rill erosion, and gully erosion. So along with that, even they'll be losing their fertility. So it faces a lot of many problems. How they will be facing these many problems? See, for example, the major thing is when soil is exposed to wind and water. Wind and water. So when soil is exposed to moving wind and water, it will be floating. It takes the water, or the wind takes even the nutrient or the mineral rich or the healthy soil also along with them, so that the remaining will not be that much fertile or healthy or good for the cultivation and other purpose. So it faces soil erosions. So this wind and water are the erosion agents which create soil erosion. Okay, and along with that, even we have human activities like same crop, cultivation of same crop again and again in the same piece of land. At that time, soil loses fertility, or else like even the strip cultivation or different types of cultivation need to be practiced to avoid soil erosion and to maintain the soil fertility and to have the availability of the moisture in the soil and even the good productive of the crops what we cultivate in that particular soil. To have all these things, we need to conserve the soil from erosion. So as I said, sheet erosion, it is the topmost layer of the soil will be washed away by the air, water, wind, as well as even the human beings, or even the moving like maybe animals or the other things which are moving on that particular area, that we call as sheet erosion. A topmost layer of the soil will be washed away. The other thing is rill erosion, where because of the continuous washing, if the sheet erosion continues, then the erosion takes place, that what we call as rill erosion, and if these also continues, then what we get is gully erosion. So there are three different types of erosion what we can find or what we can see in soils because of different factors. Then how to avoid this is, so how to avoid soil erosion? So measures to conserve soil is, okay, conservation of soil erosion is by counterburning, like plowing the field in opposite direction, then furrowing, that means making holes, then strip cropping, and then multiple crops, then change of crops. So there are the different ways where we have we can conserve the soil, and along with that, what you can say, less grazing. That means grazing should not be that much. Even overgrazing also one of the factor of the soil fertility, soil erosion. So even the grazing also need to be avoided, so that we can have the conservative methods of the soil, and soil can be protected and it can be asset for people for their utilization and for their survival. And next what we have is biodiversity. What is biodiversity? All the living organisms, all the living things we can say, like plants, animals, human beings. So when all these things live together, then we call it as a biodiversity. Bio means biologically, or that the living organisms. Diversity means all together, different living organisms in a place, that we call as biodiversity. See, to have the biological balance, okay, we call it as ecological balance also. Biological balance, biological or ecological balance. Okay, biological or ecological balance is called as the biodiversity. That means here, along with the human beings, even the other animals, even the other plants, everyone has a right to live. See here, already if we can know that a survey has been conducted and it has been said that n number of species of plants, before we know what they are, what species they are, for what purpose we will be using them, before we know that, many of the species have been extincted. More than 200 million of species of different types of plants and animals or different types of things have been extincted. Extincted means they are not available forever. Never they are available again. See, for example, here the number of tigers in our country are extincted. Okay, they are endangered species now. Endangered means which are close to, very nearby to extinct. That means very soon they will be vanished. We cannot find them again. Like that, even there are many species, which are some hundreds of species, which are not known to the people, not known to the science, not known to the scientists. So like that. So we'll be feeling very happy. We feels amusement, or it gives a pleasant atmosphere when we sit in a lawn. But some hundreds of species need to be together to form such a beautiful lawn. So like that type of species in our country, most of them are extincted. The lawns what we see now are the species which we are bringing from other countries, importing from other countries, and we are going as a lawns. Like that, there are a lot many issues, a lot many problems which are related with this biodiversity, because here, as we said, these persons, the human beings, okay, they feel that earth belongs to them and they are utilizing, they are exploiting, they are making other species to be endangered or extincted or many other purpose. Okay, like that, even the government also has been laid different types of regulations or restrictions on this biological diversity, because here how we have the life, the same way it need to be maintained balance. See, we say a society is a mixture of all the people, like children, women, men, old people, all these things. The same way, even the biodiversity, biology, the environment is also a mixture of all the living things together, all the living organisms together. See, it has been said that in our country, particularly, near about 50,000 to 70,000 different species are used for the manufacturing of medicines. Okay, and more than 200 are used, or they have been extincted, and they have been not at all seen. Is it clear? And a lot many other problems are also linked with these biological problems. So even the environmental pollution, and even many other problems in the environment also occurs because of this imbalanced ecology. Okay, imbalanced environment. So it need to be maintained as a balanced one, so that we can have all the organisms or all the living things together, so that we can have a balanced ecological or the biodiversity. The name can be full-fledged and it can be full-fledged. And next what we have is fossil fuels. What are these fossil fuels? Okay, the fuel which have been formed by the decaying material, material which has been formed, the fuel which is formed because of the by decaying material, that we call as fossil fuel. The best example is coal, petrol and natural gas. They are non-renewable. That means when we use them, again we cannot bring them back. They are non-renewable. So coal, we know that we will be using coal as a fuel. By burning coal we get energy, like we run our machines, we generate electricity and many more other work or useful things what we have with the coal. Coal is used in many what you can say, for many purposes, that we can say. And the other thing, petrol, we know that without petrol our day cannot start. Petrol means everyone knows only about the fuel or the oil which we use in our vehicles. Not only for that, even through petroleum we have many other products like rubber, nylon, then synthetic fiber, cosmetics, medicines and many more other purpose. We are using, we will be using many other petroleum products, because these are the different types of products which we get through petroleum. And natural gas, however, everyone knows what is the useful and what are the, where we will be using this natural gas. So once we use these particular resources, again we don't get them back. They are completed. They are not renewable resources. They are non-renewable resources. That means that cannot be renewed. See, once you imagine, once if all the coal reserves have been completed, all the petroleum reserves and all the natural gas reserves have been completed, then what we'll be using? See, now if this pen of mine is completed, then I'll be using this pen. That means I have an alternate. But for these things, what is the alternative? For that is the reason here we have different types of alternates have been searched. Like the best example is biodiesel or biofuel, we can say. Not only biodiesel, everywhere biofuel. So this biofuel is what you can say, manufactured or made by the seeds of Jatropha, particularly Jatropha. In our states, we have Jatropha seeds. Okay. What is this Jatropha? Jatropha is nothing that generally we call it as Amudam. Okay. Through this can generate the biofuel, which can be an alternate for all the petrol as well as petroleum products. So the biofuel, even it is a economical, eco-friendly, that means environmental friendly. It doesn't create much damage to the environment also. Like that, we have different types of benefits, and it is a best alternate. But the thing is the production of this and well as usage and well as the production. Okay. The first thing is plantation, production and usage. So that's the reason we have been said that even to protect the biodiversity also, we have 3 R's, that is reduce, recycle and reuse. Okay, this is what we call as 3 R's. Even the then Prime Minister in the year of 1970s as well as during 80s, even the Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, also has been launched different types of campaigns for having a biodiversity balance as well as for the protection of the fossil fuels and even different types of other protection against the environment and environmental what you can say, decaying or environmental problems. To solve all these things, even the government also has been launched different types of programs. Okay, so even here we have been learned about that the state of Andhra Pradesh has been made a tie-up with the Reliance Group of Industries. Okay, Reliance Group of Industries, particularly for the oil production. So near about 200 acres of land has been selected, and in that they have been given permission and a tie-up with this particular company to grow more and more Jatropha plants, so that they will plant more Jatropha plants. With that, whatever the material they will be getting, like maybe the seeds of Jatropha as well as leaves and other things, they will be utilizing them in the manufacturing of this biofuel. Okay, that's the thing we can learn from this particular topic. And next what we have is minerals. Everyone knows that what are minerals. Minerals are the naturally occurred substances, okay, which can be used by the human being for his or for their different multi-purposes. Okay, so what are the multi-purposes we have? See, for example, we use minerals in many ways. For example, the day, as soon as our day begins, we wake up from the bed, we need to brush our teeth. So the hair on the brush, the stick of the brush, even the toothpaste, everything is made out of minerals. So different types of minerals. The names of that minerals you can ask your chemistry teacher, and you can know the names of the different types of minerals. Okay, so all that are minerals. And the last work what you do before going to the bed is you will be sleeping on a bed. That means the mattress of your bed or the coir, whatever it might be, even they are also manufactured through the minerals. That means a soft, okay, talcum powder, what we use, okay, for your beauty, glamour, whatever it might be, the powder what you will be using, the soft talcum powder. From the soft talcum powder to the hardest of thing, or the hardest product, that is diamond. Okay, up to that, all the things comes under the minerals. Even the ball pens, okay, ball pins, what we call as gundusul. Okay, so all these are the things which comes under the minerals itself. So different types of minerals are there. Again here metallic as well as non-metallic. Okay, again ferrous and non-ferrous, renewable, non-renewable minerals we have. So these minerals are also day by day what we are using is we are over exploiting the minerals. If you people see mining, it has become a big problem in majority of the countries, like maybe coal mines or iron mines. Okay, of course I accept that we require minerals for our usage, but we are exploiting them. If we are taking them how much we require, then we call it as a usage. Okay, but if we are taking more than the requirement, that we call as exploitation. Say for example, you require only 1 box of lunch, but if you are bringing 3 boxes of lunch and if you try to eat it, what happens? Even though it is good, eating is good for the health, but if you eat more, it becomes a poison. The same way, even the overexploitation also, we are creating our own problems. We are creating our own destruction by exploiting the minerals. That's the reason, like in the year of 1948, okay, an organization called IUCN has been formed with some 50 to 60 members as its member countries, and they have been formed this IUCN organization. So along with that, even we have some other organizations like who are working for the sake of promoting of all these activities, like even UNDP we have, okay. Along with that, even what you can say, UNO, okay. UNDP is a branch of UNO only. So like that, different types of organizations as well as different types of branches and different group of people has been working for the sake of this ecological balance and to protect the minerals. Even I think if you people remember in your social studies, you have been learnt about minerals in detail, like what type of minerals are available, where are they are utilized, how they are utilized, how they are exploited, what do we need to conserve, and if what happens if we conserve more and more minerals, and what happens if we exploit more and more minerals. You have been learned about cons and pros and about all the other things related to this particular minerals. So generally in this particular lesson, what we learn in natural resource is we have natural resources like air, water, as well as land, and even other sources of natural products like even sunlight, all these things. But what the human beings we are doing is we are over exploiting them. We are using them more and more. Okay, so with this, what is happening? We are creating our own destruction by creating imbalance in the environment. So we need to have a balance in the environment. To have the ecological balance, we need to make use of these natural resources in a proper, judicious way, in a planned way. That's what we call as sustainability of development. Sustainability of development. Sustainability of development means we need to develop by making use of the resources without harming the environment or without compromising with the future needs. See, I want this pen to make use of this pen even tomorrow also, day after tomorrow also, and after 1 month also. That means I need to make use of this pen in a proper way. I need to take care of this pen. I need to protect this pen. Then only I can make use of this pen even in the further future also. The same way, even the resources what we get naturally also, we need to protect in the same manner. If we protect that mineral particularly for a better usage, then only the future generations cannot be compromised with any of the products or any of the resources or any of the things which are available in the environment. So it is our responsibility to make use of the resources in a proper, judicious and planned way. So with these, we learn or we come to know that resources are naturally available, but it is not a gift of the nature. I have been read in some of the book of I don't remember exactly where I read, but I have been read a quote, a line regarding these natural resources. Natural resources are not the gift of the nature. They are the things which we have been borrowed from our future generations. That means we have been borrowed it from someone that is not ours, that has been not given for free of cost to us. We have been borrowed it from our future generations. Again, we need to retain it to the future generations. That means the future generations should not face any problems with the that they should not learn. Now we will be learning that okay, once upon a time that type of animals were there, once upon a time that was like this. We learn in history. The same way about these natural resources, the future generation should not learn in the history. They should feel them, they should experience them. So it is our responsibility to give this nature to, or to return back these natural resources to our future generations. So with this topic, I conclude the topic natural resources. If any one of you has any doubts regarding this topic or any of the doubt in any of the concept or any of the topic of this lesson, you can ask me your doubts in the comment section. Thank you very much.